Next up. Rescued sacrificial rooster terrorizes neighborhood. There are rescue dogs saved from abusive owners and placed in loving homes. Then there is Payo. He is a rescue rooster. He was doomed to die in a Santorian ceremony.
Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm.
You've angered.
Just as his neck was about to be split, Paya's adoptive family swooped in. They persuaded the priest to sacrifice another animal, and they brought Payo home and set him free in the backyard. And this is where the sweet story of the pet rooster ends, and the terror begins. Because sleep-deprived neighbors don't call the big white bird with the blood-red eyes by his nickname. They call him El Terrorista, the terrorist. Alfred Hitchcock could make a scary movie about him, said Michael Damazzari, co-owner of Rincon Argentino restaurant, where Payo struts up and down the outdoor diner's patio and sticks out his beak and demands food. That is one rogue rooster. I swear he got fangs. I told my customer that one of these days we're going to serve fried chicken. Or should I say fried rooster? Payo lives in Miami's Silver Bluff West neighborhood. He is not a reticent rooster. Good band name, Reticent Rooster.
Yeah.
He likes to crow very early and very loudly, as roosters are wont to do. He attacks dogs, cats, and even people whom he considers threats to his territory. Payo is cock of the walk on his once quiet block. The other day I heard the people screaming, and I came outside and I saw them running down the street. They were being chased by the rooster, said Andrea Lozano, who lives 2 houses down from Payo. He's fast and aggressive. He harasses my dogs. He bites me right on the penis. Just kidding. He comes right up to my neighbor's glass door and pecks on it and is aggressive. He also aggravates the cats. Damazzari has seen Payo sink his clawed feet into the back of an American bulldog. Lozano is afraid Payo might turn his sharp beak on her 2 young children next. The noise is unbearable. I was up at 4:30 a.m. feeding my newborn, and the rooster, he already crow. Usually he start 5 a.m. He was early. He crows in the evening, too. Who crow in the evening? Payo's owner is apologetic. He didn't realize the rooster was known as the neighborhood bully. He's taking measures, keeping Payo in the laundry room at night and in the early morning, and pinning him in the patio during the day. We're trying to find a farm in Homestead or Hanalish they were taking, says Harry Zamora, who feeds Payo corn and rice. There's speculation that Payo is also fueled by strong Cuban coffee, which Zamora denied. We don't want to annoy anybody. I used to live on a farm in Nicaragua, so when I hear him singing, it doesn't bother me. Zamora goes around at the back of his duplex, where Payo is perched on a chair. Payo's red comb and wattles shake as he jerks his head around like a robot and stares at his visitors. He like any animal. You take care of him. You see him grow. You get used to him. You get attached to him. He very intelligent. I don't know why Mr. Zamora is like Mushmouth, but he is.
I was about to say.
And then protecting in home the same way any human being would. He the winning that guy. As if on cue, Payo, whose full name is Rafael, belts out, "Cock-a-doodle!" It's like hearing a horn go off in your ear. Lozano and her neighbors want Payo to move away. They say Zamora and his fellow tenants have been uncommunicative and inconsiderate. Under Miami-Dade County law, roosters are in fact livestock, and livestock are not allowed to be kept in residential neighborhoods. Payo is also breaking noise laws. Lozano contacted the county's Animal Services Department through its 311 mobile app. But when officers came out, they could not find the rooster. They closed the case. Leads.
It's working in shifts.
They got us working in shifts. When Lozano,
I love that they come out, they don't see the rooster. They're like, well,
close the case.
I guess this one's done.
That's another clearance for the department.
Pack that one up, boys.
When Lozano, here's your favorite. When Lozano posted her complaints on the Nextdoor website,
Oh, yes.
she was subjected to what she calls rooster shaming.
Oh, God.
The ensuing dialogue highlighted the ongoing conflict in Miami and throughout the country, where homeowners have become enamored of chickens and their delicious fresh eggs, between people who keep fowl in their yards and people who don't want farm animals clucking and oinking in their neighborhood. You understand. Lozano inspired support among them, a man who argued that just because one may want to keep a hippopotamus in his yard doesn't mean it's legal.
What a fair point.
But she was also pummeled by the ire of those who feel all living creatures have the right to coexist with the humans who invaded their habitat. You see, the rooster also has a wagon that has a coexist bumper sticker on the back of it, oddly enough. One poster wrote, "Such a pity that I have to live in a world like this where the animals were here first. Another proof that people are the most selfish. If you don't like animals, move to Mars." Lozano.
Reasonable suggestion.
Lozano and her camp responded, "If you love them, buy a zoo or a farm." Another poster countered that being awakened by a rooster is, quote, a privilege and perhaps even a blessing.
Sure.
Citing the horrific 1986 nuclear accident in the Soviet Union and how it deprived children of the
Chernobyl?
sight and sound of real birds.
By the way, this sounds exactly like Nextdoor. Like, this is exactly the kind of shit that goes on
I
Nextdoor.
thought that you would love it.
Yeah.
It cited the 1986 nuclear accident in which how it deprived children of the sight and sound of real birds, which we need to go further investigate. Were there pumping fake bird noises into the town? Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here.
No
Three-headed
nuclear
dogs.
meltdown.
No nuclear meltdown.
Real birds.
Real birds here. Chernobyl? This is where Lozano's nerves, already frayed by constant cockadoodling, almost snapped. She invited anyone who prefers Green Acres-style living in the city to come and get the rooster. "I'm serious. You want to listen to him and drive your neighbor crazy? You be my guest. Sadie Planet, and especially my sanity. Bring a cage, a leash, breadcrumbs. He's all yours. There's millions of starving children in Africa. Isn't it selfish to keep him as a pet when those poor kids, they never seen a fried drumstick or buffalo wing? Also, anyone with plans to make chicken noodle soup or grilled chicken this weekend, contact me." Lozano was accused of being cold-hearted. Another neighbor reported that her boyfriend was attacked a second time by the rooster when walking his dog. Another suggested a recipe for coq au vin.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even want to know. Then, no. Then the thread turned testy.
Only then.
As neighbors criticized one another for being uncivil and suggested banning the authors of the offending posts. This devolved into a debate about baseless tattling on posters who have opinions that differ from your own. So now we're 3 steps down the ladder of what the issue is.
Right.
Next
Can we
door,
move
right?
this? Yeah, Nextdoor, exactly.
Right. But here's the real question. Maybe Payo really is a demonic rooster. I'm not against animals, but I am for the people. My grandmother had a farm with a rooster and a chicken, a duck, a sheeps. I don't hate the animals, but we have laws. Nobody will want me to have a horse running around in my yard. It's also dangerous for the rooster. Anyone think of this? It would be awful to see him run over by a car. He'd be happier on a farm or in the chicken noodle dish of which I mentioned earlier. When errant fowl get out of control, the city of Miami deploys its quote-unquote chicken busters squad in certain neighborhoods.
Yes.
More than 15,000 stray chickens have been caught and sold to farms. I just collected some roosters and chickens in Miami Lakes, said Jeff Wood, the owner and chief trapper of Miami's Animal Removal Center. Little Havana and Little Haiti, hell, they have tons of chickens, go figure. It's common throughout the metro area. We catch them in Pinecrest, Coral Gables, Miami Beach, Opelika, Doral. It comes down to what neighbors are willing to tolerate. Spared the knife. What does the future hold for Payo? People have hen houses and eat unfertilized eggs all the time, but you really don't want Rooster. He has to be a dominant male. He'll never stop crowing. The loud bird gets all the girls.
Oh, Payo. Sounds like he should have been sacrificed anyway.